let's get into our lesson for today.
Let's
We
go
are
way back.
recapping season 6 of Orange County.
Second
This is
half.
part 2 of the recap, episodes 9 through 16. So, full disclosure, we have to tell you the truth about the last episode. So, I let Michele write the outline because I was quite busy. And honestly, as the episode was going and the lesson was going, full disclosure, I did not know what she was talking about some of the time. I was like, if you notice, I'm pretty quiet a lot of the episode. I was like, I'm like, man, I guess I watched the season like a week ago. I'm like, I guess I don't remember it as well as I thought. Because like we're talking about
Yep,
this
that's
party.
what happened anyway.
And it is because Michele finished season 6 and we pretty much recapped the whole season. Which actually, it worked out for the best that we recapped most of the season, unbeknownst to me, and I'm just sitting there nodding like a moron because we don't have a lot of time left. We've got this long interview later, and we really need to focus on the journey of our stars, Tamra and Vicki, in the back half of the season, these last 3 episodes, to really get a feel for what's great about season 6. We also really need to track Vicki's divorce so we can really get into the timeline of the Vicki and Brooks drama. Yeah, timeline, screenshots, receipts, everything. So, because all of this is setting up, like
the great romance,
our journey into the golden years, the great romance, the star-crossed lovers, Vicki and Brooks.
Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, I have chills just thinking. Ugh,
I know,
Brooks.
I'm so excited.
The Brooks.
Okay.
The Brooks years.
Of it all.
Brooks and Donn.
So Vicki and Donn are divorcing for realsies now. Vicki talks about her cursed vow renewal. She asked God to let them start anew, and God abandoned them, she says.
Vicki's just trying to get her smile back.
Yep, and plus they didn't put the work in. They is Vicki, and she has been talking to Brooks over email and falling in love with him.
Yeah.
But she's trying to convince herself that this is the right thing. She's like, it's not like I woke up one day on impulse and decided I'm not going to be married anymore.
She's very,
exactly what happened.
Losing her mind.
Yes, and she's losing her bodily function. Vicki skips another cast function, the Alexis Couture fashion show. She says it's because her ass is bleeding.
Oh my God. Yeah, she has to go into surgery.
Yeah.
And then it's so oh God, this is okay. Not funny. Like emergency surgery is like, okay, that sucks. But like the fact that it did happen during Alexis's like fashion show, which is in the back room of a French restaurant, is also very funny. They tried getting like meals that match her dresses. But it is funny though, because Gretchen during this scene when Tamara's like, I'm shaking, like, oh my God, she has her phone out. She's like, oh my God, Vicki's gonna have surgery because her asshole is bleeding. Gretchen's like, Alexis, don't you think this is like so convenient that Vicki's asshole is bleeding right now during your show?
And Tamara's
it's
like,
a little too convenient.
And Tamara's like, her asshole is bleeding, you insensitive fucking bitch.
I'm crying, Alexis, because my best friend's asshole is bleeding.
See, that's so. Would you cry for me when my asshole bleeds, which is often?
It happens all the time. I do tell you when I think it's been enough. The blood.
Well,
there's been enough trauma.
Here's the thing about asshole bleeding from like the first time it happens to you, obviously it's very
from an
scary.
Expert. Listen up, folks.
This is from an expert. And the first time it happened to me, I was like, oh my God, emergency room stat. And then I talked to my sister who's a nurse about it. And I was like, oh my God, medical emergency. My ass is bleeding. And she's like, what's the medical emergency? And I was like, but my ass, she's like, that's like 80% of walk-ins in the ER. Most of the time it's a superficial cut or hemorrhoid that burst, which is like, unless it gets infected, it's not a big deal. There's nothing they can do for you. So I'm like, okay, I kind of see both sides. But then, of course, because it's Vicki, it is an actual medical crisis. She has 8 bleeding ulcers in her colon.
It's insane.
It's crazy. It's all of her health stuff. It's like she gives us so many gifts. Like, on the 3rd day of the cast trip, my Vicki gave to me 8 bleeding ulcers, 1,000 tumors.
That's so painful.
It's so much.
I mean, I've had an ulcer. Just having one ulcer is like, it's awful. Sorry, it was a motorcycle or something. He's gone.
It's Brooks.
It's
like they're talking about me.
He's driving Vicki's car past my house.
Lord knows he doesn't have his own. Yeah, poor Vicki.
Poor unfortunate soul.
How dare I doubt her that it's a superficial tear and not like colitis?
Yeah, no, it's a real problem that she was waiting to get treated until the Alexis Couture
Right,
fashion
right.
show.
It's really a combo
She was
deal.
like, I don't need to go there and watch her shitty dresses go up and down the aisle while eating frog legs. Okay.
Yes.
I need to get an emergency surgery.
She's got to take care of herself right now.
And
She's
that's
going
why
through a
she's
very
top
stressful
tier.
divorce.
That's why she'll always be famous.
Yes. Speaking of messy divorces, Tamra and Simon are also having one. Tamra called the cops on Simon when he brought over the dog because they're sharing custody of the dog. He was outside, there was yelling, the kids were there, and he threw a leash. So she called the cops for assault. And Jeana busts into the press and busts into the season of Housewives to defend Simon's honor and say he's not abusive.
Yeah,
Jeana,
Jeana, this is not the way. This is not, and as the kids say, NGL. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Not a good look for you, Jeana. Tamra has the extremely valid point that Jeana is still married to and living with her abusive ex-husband who's on his second DUI. Even though she has a boyfriend, she's still enabling him and taking care of him. And like, you know, whether it's true or not, buzz off, Jeana. This is
like you're not on the show anymore. Like
she doesn't even go here.
Yeah, she's like, you know, and she's trying to defend herself. She doesn't even go here. Yeah, Jeana's trying to defend her actions, and it's just like, sweetie, this isn't the way. This isn't the way back.
If you're gonna torture her for hurting her ex-husband's reputation, you have to be dating him first, like Alexis. Okay?
Yeah.
Like fuck Simon and then we'll talk.
And he needs to be wearing shoes that Tamra bought him. Like that's the only way you can get wet.
Otherwise, don't come on and try to sow seeds of doubt in, you know, an abuse storyline. It's not good for anyone.
It is odd to me that Jeana, like, she did the same thing with Vicki and Donn, where she was constantly defending Donn and saying what a good guy he was, and I get it.
And Vicki's alcoholic ex-husband.
It's like, why are nobody does this with Matt? No one tells you that you should have never divorced him, that he's a great guy, because they know that he's bad. It doesn't matter why Vicki decided to divorce Donn. It doesn't matter why Tamara and Simon get divorced. Like, if your friend is divorcing somebody, like
support them. You male sympathizer.
And also don't, like, if like a police report or the police show up and they've determined that, you know, Simon did something he shouldn't have, and it was domestic violence or whatever something it was. Like, he did go to jail. It wasn't Tamara's decision. It was the cops' decision.
And don't, like, you know, like, how do you think this is going to help their family situation?
Their family, their children,
Simon's reputation, other abused women?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why do you think this helps? Like,
it's just, I don't know. I don't like Jeana.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like what
But what I do like is the finale party. I miss these finale parties,
by the way. The autumn.
Yeah, they call it, they're already starting to be like, market research says that we can't acknowledge it's a show anymore, so they're not calling it finale party now, it's Vicki's annual party. But like, why can't we do this again, where we see everyone
annual
from the
autumn
show?
party?
Yes.
We've never seen her autumn party before, and we've never seen it since, but it's her annual one. And I like how it's an autumn party, but there's like no leaves on the ground, so it's just like fake foliage everywhere.
Yes, yeah. Trying to make like Orange County have a
fake
season.
Vine of like, like orange and red, like maple leaves. It's like,
okay, got it. Yeah, not
Love
a finale
your annual party, yeah.
Where everybody
bust out your decor.
Where Kimberly flies in from Chicago, and we see all of these. You know, it's clearly a finale party. We're seeing all the characters we've met before, all the gay men who were like did great service to this season.
Jeana brings her gay. Like, everyone's brought a gay.
Yes. And it also really frustrates me that we don't even know names of a lot of these guys. Like, I feel like Atlanta does such a better job of, like, we actually get to, like, meet, like, you know, like Dwight and, like, actually get to know them and stuff. Whereas, like, we don't even know the names of, like, a lot of the gay men who've been such an important part of the season.
These men are doing so much. Yes.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So Peggy and Alexis, we've talked about their frenemy relationship, how it's different on camera. It finally blows up in the finale party. Peggy's tired of it. She doesn't want to compete anymore. Whose lips are bigger, whose boobs are bigger, who's a better mom. And Alexis is not, she doesn't want to mend fences. She loves her lips. She loves her
Mm.
boobies. She doesn't care. Peggy is fighting for the friendship, but upset enough at this response that she later decides to leave the show because she genuinely was sad. Bye, girl. And then at the end of this party, we have one of the most epic 2-minute sequences in Bravo history. Like, it's up there with Sheena's engagement party. It reminds me so much of the scene from Mean Girls where it escalates into a fight where it's like, you little bitch, you're a bitch. And suddenly everyone's punching and kicking.
It's heightening.
It's so good. Okay, so Tamra gets a cease and desist from her lawyer so Jeana will stop saying she's lying about abuse on camera, but she keeps calling it a cyst and decease. Like
already so good.
Already so good, like a cyst.
We need HBO to be making this type of content again.
So, oh my gosh, it's like a Sopranos level malapropism.
Oh my God,
it's so
yes.
funny. So Peggy confronts Jeana by the pool for Tamra. She's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, get into this whole abuse thing. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And Jeana's like, it was taken out of context, my words. And then suddenly David, Tamra's hairstylist, appears and just escalates it and goes, throwing a leash is abuse. What if it's a heavy leash? It's so good. So like, already we're at like an 8, because of David's service. And then Tamra walks up and says, here's your letter, bitch. And Jeana says a lot of things in response that do not prove she understands abuse like at all. She's like, I don't believe he hit you because you would have told us. Disgusting. Tamra gets mad like she was at Simon when he started to make her look bad. She's like, it's none of your fucking business. Do you understand me? Stay out of my life, bitch. Stay out of my fucking life. Here's your letter. It's from my attorney. Assist and deceased. Here. And then Jeana says, don't touch me. I'll throw your skinny little ass in the pool. And then Tamra goes, show me. Throw me. It's musical. And then Tamra's mom steps out to distract Jeana. She's like, don't touch my daughter. So Jeana has like 2 Tamras, like old Tamra, young Tamra coming at her. And then Tamra's like, you bitch. And she throws wine right in Jeana's eyeball. And Jeana keels over. Her vision is compromised. She throws her drink at Tamra. You fucking bitch. It's not her. It's a decoy Tamra. A woman who looks exactly like Tamra, just a different random Orange County woman. Decoy Tamra turns around. And while she's turned around doubled over, she goes, hey, don't throw shit at me. Ew. And she pushes Jeana into the bar while she's doubled over, covering her eye. Cut to Brianna and like another nameless gay man watching, saying,
I thought it was a classy party.
Then Quinn from season 4 turns around in a blonde wig. Tamra number 4 shoves decoy Tamra, says don't do that. Tammy Knickerbocker, Tammy number 5 says to decoy Tamra, you were in the way. Decoy Tamra said, I was in the way of a drink. And then decoy Tamra finds another drink and throws it at Tammy Knickerbocker.
My
Tamra
God.
walks out to scream at Jeana one more time as Jeana leaves. And she goes, cease and desist. And Jeana says, I see why Simon left. And her gay friend screams, this is why Simon divorced you.
Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so jam-packed. It's like a sketch the way it heightens. It's like, just like one thing turns into another thing, turns into another thing. It's like Moliere, my dear. Yes.
And then there's the reunion.
That brings us to the reunion. So again, we're going to focus mostly on Tamra and Vicki in this reunion.
Tamra and Vicki.
Yes. So Tamra has learned from the Jeana situation. She's adapting like an AI to reality TV. Like you can see her learn each lesson and then incorporate it to make better TV and weaponize it like in the next episode. She's like at top form. She's like, oh, okay. So like this Jeana like got a non-cast member to still damage someone's reputation on camera. So that's what I am going to do with Slade.
My God.
So they wheel out Slade Smiley because Gretchen is like absolutely worthless without him. And he gives like a bunch of BS reasons why he doesn't have a job, which he does. He gets paid.
They're valid.
Yeah, they're valid. It's like, oh, but it's because I work in, my fake job before.
I have to help Gretchen Christine, the brand, but I'm not paid by her. And I'm just doing it because I love her. And I'm not her employee. Even though like this whole season and even like Gretchen's tagline is like, he's my bitch.
Yes. Like
I can't imagine those two having sex. How weird it is.
I feel like they don't. The amount they talk about it, it gives me they don't fuck.
Something's happened.
Something's up. I mean, I can see them kind of like Tom Sandoval and Rachel, where like the only time they fuck is when they're talking about storylines, like where they're like, yeah, this new like handbag photo shoot, you're gonna look so professional,
Gretchen
I'm gonna look so
Christian.
hot.
Yeah. Oh god. You know what? I started following her on Instagram. Sorry.
Oof. No,
They
that
still
is woof.
well, we both are following her, Lauren. But
Mhm. No, I'm saying her Instagram is. I
yeah,
follow
no,
her.
it's crazy the filters. She's a pretty girl. You don't need it.
She
They
filters
still
her
live
daughter.
they still live in
That's so creepy. And she's the MLM queen. She's like at the top of a down line, and like that's where she's making all her money from as she filters her and her daughter's face.
She doesn't want to put her kid on social media.
Yeah, it's
No, she does. Just filtered.
yeah, just filter. Yeah, it's not to protect. It's so that the daughter looks hot.
Oh my god.
Gretchen continues to explain how she is the real victim of Slade not paying child support to his dying son. Slade calls Tamra a whore who sucks everyone off, and so Tamra leaves. She leaves set, she goes to the green room, and she calls Slade's ex-wife from the green room, who says on speakerphone he's never paid a dime to his dying son, Grayson.
He never did up until like 2023. I still don't think he's ever paid it.
No. He still owed $150K as of 2023.
Yeah.
And like still, you know, his ex-wife is like trying to go fund me the medical debts. I don't know if she ended up like making that quote or but hopefully she got some help from like lots of viewers are keyed into the situation because of Tamra's work in the green room on this. It cuts back to, you know, the wife on speakerphone being like, I've never seen a dime from him. He continues to not pay me. While Slade and Gretchen are like, we are working on it. He's going to get a job and he's going to pay it. Yeah, it's thank you, Tamra, for your service.
Yes.
Busting this
Saint Tamra.
Saint Tamra, indeed. And then we talk in the reunion about Vicki post-divorce. She is already dating Brooks.
She's dating someone. The kids haven't met him, and they don't want to. And but her love tank is, her cup runneth over.
And he says, no. Her diva, yeah, or like her period blood?
Yeah.
And he says, what can you tell us about this guy? He's from the South. He's a father of 4.
She met him at an insurance conference.
Yes. They have a lot of fun together. They shop together. They work out together, meaning she pays for his clothes and gym membership.
Pays for a gym membership. He doesn't live here, but he comes and travels there every couple of weeks and stays with her. He works part-time in Mississippi, part-time in the OC. Can't say what he does part-time for either place, what he does for a living.
But Tamra reassures us he's a really good guy.
He's a good guy. So this is our first taste and our first dip into the world of Vicki and Brooks, which we will be going on in the deep end soon.
What a ride. If you're familiar with the idea of Dirty John, actually the Bravo show Dirty John, that was inspired by this story for Bravo to pick that up in its programming.
This will be a Dirty John.
It's I think it was he was kind of the first Dirty John, I think, where it was like really on camera, but he started the whole Dirty John thing. Like, I mean, there's always been men taking advantage of vulnerable women, but he really popularized the phenomenon. I will give him that.
He did a great job. He made the template. He's the blueprint. He's the blueprint. He's the Brooks.
Yes, Brooks pretended to have cancer so Dirty John could like try to murder Connie Britton's
his wife or whatever he did. Yeah. Whatever he did to Amanda Pete, not good. I think she murdered him.
Oh yeah, that was season 2. That was like when he leaves her and like tries to make her look crazy and gets a younger wife.
So she's like, I'll kill you.
Yeah, that's a Dirty John deal we don't talk about enough. And I think that might be Marge's situation, I gotta say. Okay, maybe cut that. All right, so we get a sad clip.
Definitely cut that, Jason, please. Police.
So we get a sad clip from Donn. Bye, Donn. We barely knew ye. You were a good guy, and
we find out at some other point he had cheated on Vicki for 20 years.
Oh, really? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if I think it's this season, but I'm on season 8 now. But I think it's we can cut all of this. We'll talk about Jason cut all this stuff, but I'm just telling Lauren.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, she's like, he cheated on me for 20 years. I cheated on him. He cheated on me.
Did they have an open marriage?
I don't know.
They would never admit it if so. No. We'll never know.
Yeah, Vicki would never. She won't even say penis.
Yeah, true.
She'll talk about her love tank.
Her pussy.
Mm.
Okay, and so that's the end of season 6. We're so stoked for seasons 7 through 12. It is like a wild ride
We are
from here
gonna
on
be, I
out.
mean, it's gonna be like Whiplash, but in the best way. But
It's electric.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We might have to take a break in between just to break up the 16 seasons of OC, and we might do
More
Mormon
Mormon Wives of Secret Lives.
if you guys are into that. Okay, so it's a new segment alert, required viewing.
Yes.
So this is like for our lazy girls out here who just wanna
Our girls, gays, and theys.
yes, who just wanna like not watch the whole season, but like see a little bit more of what
You
we're
want to
talking
get what we're
about.
talking about.
It's like one recommended episode. And we'll go in depth about why the episode is required and why it's our favorite on TikTok, on our
Yeah.
TikTok, Bravo_breakdowns. So my required viewing, if it wasn't already clear, was season 6, episode 14. That finale party is like one of the most famous scenes in Bravo history because it is so hilarious. It like could end like a Will Ferrell movie. It's so perfect. What about you,
And
Michele?
mine is season 6, episode 9, wine pairings. So this is the episode, the dinner party, where everyone's getting up from the table, where Alexis is having a meltdown. I just think it's really funny.
It's so funny.
It's really funny TV. Gretchen is like not saying, like, she's lying about why Slade isn't there. Alexis is lying about why Jim isn't there. And it's because like both men are grifters.
Yeah.
And everyone's onto them. And Slade, he's just not a good guy. But
Not a good guy.
I'll mention it all.
As did Tamra.
In my TikTok. So this is also holding me accountable to do a TikTok.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do them. So I would say the theme of this season is like a new start. To everything, there is a season. Turn.
I would say like a rebirth. Also because we do see Tamra naked in a tub, much like when a child is born.
Yes.
Our favorite type of women.
That's like her rebirthing ceremony where she's like, I'm no longer,
I'm she's new skin.
Yes. And also like a rebirth into like the golden years. Autumn is the golden year. The autumn of the franchise and the golden years of the franchise.
And the chill in the air that you will feel the next few season is Brooks.
Yes.
That chill. That shudder down your spine. What is that? Spooky season? No, it's Girth Brooks.
When you see your breath in the air, that means Dirty Brooks is with you.
Oh.
He's watching.
He's around every corner of the OC, driving Vicki's car.
All right, what grade do you give the season, Michele?
It's so good. I would give this one an A.
I'd give it
was an A to me.
Yeah, same.
I mean, there's just so much.
Tamra's
so funny.
She's so good. The first half, I would say the back half is way more strong than the first half.
Yes,
for Tamra especially. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and I think it's going to be. I hate to spoil, but I think it's going to be a lot of really good grades from here on out for the next few weeks.
Yeah, we're not going to be grading on a curve, folks.
No, they don't need it. These ladies don't need it.
They don't know. Every season is all stars.
And next season, we've got Heather Dubrow, who has never made less than a 4.0 in her whole life.
Yeah.